Hi, happy Friday. Susan here in the GOA office. And today I want to focus on feedback and more specifically individualized feedback that we give to students. It's certainly feedback season where teachers are getting feedback and GOA is seeking feedback, and you're I know providing a lot of feedback in the form of midterm comments, which very much result from providing feedback to students throughout the term. So it's absolutely feedback season. And in thinking about this Friday share, I went out and looked for some articles about feedback and what makes it particularly useful and meaningful for people, really for people, for adults and for younger people. And I found an article that is on the ASCD website, which is some qualities of effective feedback. And in the piece, they say quite boldly, decades of education research support the idea that by teaching less and providing more feedback, we can produce greater learning. They then look at Eric Mazur, who's the physics professor at Harvard, who has turned what was traditionally a lecture style introductory physics course into one that is all about individual and group work and very action oriented, very interactive. And in the piece, they say about Mazur, he hardly lectures at all to his 200 introductory physics students. Instead, he gives them problems to think about individually and then discuss in small groups. This system, he writes, produces frequent and continuous feedback to both the students and the instructor about the level of understanding of the subject being discussed. This has led to gains in conceptual understanding of the subject as well as far better problem solving skills. The article also gives a really nice definition of the essentials of feedback and says whether feedback is just there to be grasped or is provided by another person, helpful feedback is goal referenced, tangible and transparent, actionable, user friendly, specific and personalized, timely, ongoing, and consistent. So I found that quite helpful to think about such specifics and to think about the large idea that they underscore, which is that meaningful feedback is aimed at helping people pursue goals. I would also add my own bias, which is that I believe that doing something, the actionable part of what they say, is what can make feedback meaningful and can inspire and generate learning. So, with these ideas in mind, let's look inside. It's actually the grade book of our religion teacher, Jenny Carlson Petrasic. And I just want to show you some of the comments that she has given to a particular student. This is individual feedback. What I'd love to show you is how Jenny has this series of comments and an ongoing dialogue with her students in the grading. She puts in a lot of small comments, and you can also see that the students will respond, and she ends up creating this terrific record of the work that they've done. And it builds a type of story that covers the term step by step as the kids are doing different things. So for starters up here, you can see that Jenny just writes a quick note to someone named Callie. For some reason, I can't access your Google Doc. I just sent you an email. Please check your sharing permissions. Just some basic logistics, and then got it. And they are great. Excellent work on these notes, Callie. You engage with the material and ask questions as you go. Fantastic. It's encouraging. It's positive, and also she just sort of managed the assignment when there was a problem with being able to see the Google Doc. Here she comes in, Jenny does, and says, Callie, I appreciate the connections you have made to purple hibiscus. You may have wondered, upon hearing Karen Armstrong's talk, where the golden rule was in those characters' lives. Religion is powerful. I'm glad you're in the class, Callie. So it's very personal, it's encouraging, it's specific, raises big ideas, and she does it with a couple sentences. Then we come down and you see Callie, even with 2 points taken off for lateness, you rocked an 89%. Way to go. You are now officially done with the big five and can move on to the human predicament with a light heart and a sense of accomplishment. The tone is terrific and encouraging. And again, it's not a lengthy comment, but I think it's a powerful, a quick, powerful one that has this dialogue, this conversation going with this student about the work, how it's going. And then just one more here. Callie, thanks for your personal specific reflection. So this, I think, is a terrific example of the way to use comments within Canvas. And what stands out to me, having taught for many years and having had scraps of paper, notes in the grade book, some things online, that everything is here in one place. And she's just got a terrific record and has created a conversation with the student around her work. So now I'm going to take you over and show you a video that a student in our digital photography class taught by Amanda Leivik submitted. And this was part of Amanda's own effort to seek feedback about the course. This was prior to the student survey, and she actually calls the assignment Video Update. So here she's got one of her students who is answering some specific questions that Amanda has asked.
The photography aspect hasn't been so difficult for me just because I have prior experience, but I really liked how we got to learn about the different settings again because I did forget about a lot of that stuff, and just remembering how to use that stuff and it was a little bit tricky at first, but I think it was easy enough once like you watched all the videos and read it, all the information and stuff clearly. And
now we see Amanda, who, having received these comments from students, submits a video response to the students. So here's Amanda replying to the person we just saw.
I like that you appreciated that you get to see different work from different people. I know sometimes when you're in your school and you kind of are with the same art people, you see the same work all the time. And also you see the same work from the same place, so the same geographic place. It's nice for me too to see pictures that look so different because people live different places. So that's great. Thank you for bringing that up.
So there you have what is asynchronous, but what is really a kind of dialogue that goes on through video, which makes both of their submissions feel very personal, as if each person is talking to the other person. And I think it's helpful for establishing the relationship. But there was also a terrific exchange of information, of specific information that went on. So there you have two examples of individualized feedback that I think very much is in the spirit of the different criteria that was in that article about effective feedback. I also will just underscore that both of these teachers are taking terrific advantage of the tools in Canvas, that this ability to give audio or video feedback and to create a type of conversation is very much what Canvas will enable you to do. And then you saw the series of comments that Jenny has put into her gradebook and has provided to the student who can easily access them, and then also has this beautiful record for herself when she needs to kind of look over exactly what that student has done this term. So enjoy and happy Friday, and thank you so much for all your work with our students.